Welcome to Creative Week at the Startup Business Festival, a celebration of creativity, culture, and the limitless potential of human imagination. This week, we pay tribute to the artists, performers, and creators who bring color, emotion, and inspiration to the world of business and beyond. Creativity is more than just art. It's a powerful force that drives innovation, challenges norms, and inspires change. Through dynamic performances, artistic showcases, and discussions with industry pioneers, Creative Week highlights the significant role of the creative economy in today's world. We explore how creativity fuels everything from brand identity to problem solving and how it connects us on a deeper, more human level. Join us as we celebrate those who dare to dream, who push boundaries, and who remind us that creativity is essential in every industry. This week, immerse yourself in the vibrant world of creativity, only at the Startup Business Festival.
Welcome to the fourth and final week of the 2024 Startup Business Festival, where we spotlight entrepreneurship for cultural expression. This week we celebrate the profound connection between creativity and entrepreneurship, exploring how innovation can amplify cultural narratives, inspire artistic expression, and drive economic opportunities in the creative industry. We are thrilled to kick off this exciting week with a transformative masterclass on how creatives can use VR. As technology reshapes the way stories are told and art is experienced, virtual reality has emerged as a game changer. By immersing audiences in new worlds and pushing the boundaries of imagination, VR has enabled creatives to craft narratives that captivate, educate, and inspire. Today's session is led by a trailblazer in the field of data engineering and AI innovation. With over 15 years of experience, our speaker has harnessed technology to revolutionize industry and empower others to do the same. His work, which spans healthcare, banking, and retail, demonstrates how intersectional of data, AI, and technology can, and how it can unlock possibilities. Whether you're a filmmaker, designer, musician, and entrepreneur, this masterclass will provide you invaluable insights into leveraging VR to elevate your creative projects and connect with audiences in ways you never thought possible. Let's prepare to be inspired, to challenge the understanding of creativity in the digital age, and to take the first steps towards integrating VR into the future of cultural expression. I'll be welcome my guest today, Sameer. How are you, Sameer? You seem to be muted. Okay, there we go.
I'm good. Yeah, how are you?
Thank you so much for taking the time out to be with us today. I'm not going to take much of your time. I'm just going to allow you to introduce yourself to our audience, and then I'm going to hand over to you to go through your masterclass.
Sure, yeah. Thanks. So myself, Samit, as he mentioned, I'm around 15 years of in this IT industry where I'm so much enthusiastic with the change what is happening around and exploring AI, and I primarily focuses on data engineering and data science effort, where that comes under one major division of artificial intelligence. Today, probably I will be talking about what is virtual reality and how that probably help this creative, cultural, enthusiastic here. Probably, I would like to run this more of a discussion. You can either ask questions in the chat where I would be able to respond back to you, and kind of I don't give you a solution. Probably rather I would try to give you the ideas. Okay, how this tool is, how this probably help you to implement in your business and probably successful by going along with the changes in the industry. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Let me let you get on with your presentation. Please take us through your masterclass.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Hope I'm audible, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
you are. Yes, you are. We can hear you clearly.
Okay. Yeah. So today we are going to talk about virtual reality and a couple of use cases that we can implement in the creative and cultural industries. With that, the first question which comes into our head is like, what is virtual reality, right? So when we say what is virtual reality, it is creating a reality virtually. When we simply convert this term, so as the definition say, it is creating a 3D environment. Assume like you are in a different location and you wanted to feel how the other area is the right. If I simplify saying like we may not really get opportunity to travel around the world, but imagine that you would be able to stimulate that environment in your hometown or where you are, right? So virtual reality comes up with the capability of building that 3D environment in locally with the help of devices which help you to like VR glasses as you are seeing in the image, and probably like couple of other devices which help you to make feel sense that capability. So it is not just watching a 3D movie or anything, it is beyond that. Like almost all the tech giants like Google, Facebook, and all these tech giants are into it, and they are building different devices to bring this virtual reality into face. So I would say in one line before I moving to next slide is like virtual reality would be the future of tomorrow, because it has use cases in every industry, every area, because it is not a like area specific, right? Because it is creating anything virtually, so that like you will be able to feel it, you can see what it is really visiting that physical world. So let us slightly deep dive into what is virtual reality. As I have mentioned in the previous slide, virtual reality is like creating an environment virtually where you would be able to feel that you are in the real world, right? You may have seen like if anybody has any ideas like okay, what are the couple of thought which is coming when we say VR or virtual reality? Any comments? Yeah. Okay. So I will like I think let's move on to the more interesting area, that is artistic way, right? You imagine that you have a vision, you wanted to like create an environment which is like a lot of flowers and all these things, and you have that in your vision. But how much ever we draw an image or we try to explain to somebody, right, you may not be able to sell that 100%. Imagine that like you can give them a glass, and when they wear that glass they would be able to feel what you really talking about, right? When that person get into a room and wear that glass and they turn around, they feel like they are in that environment. So, talking about virtual reality in very simple stem, it is like you will be able to create any environment in an artistic way. It's not necessarily like you have to have that environment exist today, right? You can create the way you want. You can have anything. Maybe even go beyond the imagination and bring our like 100,000 years back, like what was the creatures there, right? You can build that today, and you can make people feel how does it look like. You will have view, voice, and you will be able to even create this touch simulations by having the devices similar to that. So when we talk about virtual reality, it is creating tremendous opportunity in cultural artistic environment, because when somebody builds, yes, if somebody is just creating what is there in a different location to here, it might sounds like straightforward, but think about like you are an artist and you have a vision, you have a thought process which you wanted to like in a traditional way we might be drawing that as an image in a paper which will be conveying, and some people would try to create movies or videos that help you to date, but how much, right? But you think that you are building something where people can exactly feel what you wanted to share with them. So that is what VR gives, and VR is a subsidiary of AI, and VR provide you this kind of vision. I'll be deep dive into like how cultural heritages and artistic we will a couple of use cases. Before I dive into anybody has any questions like what is VR, how this is working, and what is the use cases, anything like that.
Of course, yeah, we do have a few questions. Like, definitely, what is VR? So, in layman terms, what is VR? And obviously, how do you see VR transforming the way creatives approach stuff like storytelling and artistic expression?
Yeah, so probably the second question we would be able to take it in next slide, because I have couple of example where you can apply VR. And what is VR? It's a term. It is not a tool. It's more of a term or a technology, I could say. Imagine that like I'm sitting in India and you are in a different location, and we wanted to feel like how my room look like, right? If you imagine that the glass which you are wearing today, instead of seeing the screen, you are feeling like I'm sitting in front of you. That creativity enhanced through devices, through technology, through software, because we need to build something where it has to respond to that and we like it has to be aligned with that tool, like the glasses, right? The VR glasses as you are seeing in the image, the video should work aligned to that. When you turn your head, you should really see that side instead of seeing the same, right? If you turn your head in a TV, like when you're watching a TV, when you turn, you actually miss the half of it. But in case of VR, when you turn, you see that side, like how we usually turn our head, whatever we are seeing, right? It creates a 3D image. So that gives you a that gives you a flexibility to start feeling that you are inside it, right? Now yeah, so we would be in a lower version, right? I won't say that is VR, but still if you are using Google Maps, you have the street view. Like you can click on one particular location, you go to street view, you would probably like would be able to walk through the street and see like what is in the left and right, right?
Mhm.
So it's an
Yeah.
early, but yeah, VR is a little more ahead. And one common things you might be able to see as an example for VR is like the games, right? So you will wear the glasses and you will see these fighting games. Probably people will have this some bike racing games. Like when you wear this VR, you really feeling that you're riding through the roads, right? They are like I would say early, but we have a lot more examples when I'll be taking in the next slide, which will specifically see how cultural and artistic area can benefit from it.
All right. So no problem.
Okay.
We've looked at the rest of your masterclass.
Yeah. So yeah. So when we say cultural, right? Yeah, I just put couple of examples, and I'm going to take you through that. So one is on like virtual museums, right? I know like we have museum everywhere in the world, and it is not practical for everybody to go to travel like thousands of miles and reach into a location to visit those museums. Imagine that like you have a land and where you can virtually build something like that. People can walk, and it's exactly same place you would be saying the same thing, right? And I don't think like I get an opportunity to go to see all the seven wonders in the world. But imagine that like where I have a location but it's created, right? In the same height, same size. If I wear that VR glass and then when I walk in, I get that opportunity to feel exactly what I am feeling when if I would have been there, right? Definitely, like we would be able to debate and say that it's not going to be exact, but we are trying to make it better, right? Day by day, right? We are trying to progress and give you, right? And cultural education, right? Now we might be showing some images and making people to say that okay, this is the culture. But beyond that, in education, everything, right? It is VR is more of feeling, right? You feel that you are inside it, you are not outside, right? Now I'm taking this master class as a video conference, but maybe a year or 2 years later, if I get the opportunity, we might be, you all might be, you wearing a VR or maybe a VR mechanism, you feel that I'm literally standing in front of you. And that is what, like, you would be able to virtually bring something close to you using technology and devices where it is not really close to you. That's one side. And on the creativity side, I think when we talk about culture, it is like most of the thing, heritage, performance, everything is already existing, right? You are going to bring that in front of people. They might be in different locations. It feel like virtually it exists, right? It's really exists. It might be happening on a different locations in the world, but you would be able to replicate or copy that into different areas where you feel that you are seeing that stage performance. Maybe you can deploy the same stage performance in 100 places at the same time. Maybe it might be happening only one place in life. Think about like augmented reality, all these terms, right? I don't want to make this group confused with the term, but the virtual reality is going to give you on a cultural front. I took some of example, but I have many. One is virtual museums, educations, right, and archaeology. Because I don't think like you would be able to see all the archaeology things everywhere, but you think that everything can be built virtually, and it's a copy of replica in some cases. Some cases can be creative, right? That is what virtual reality gives you. Did that answer your question?
Yes, that did answer my question.
Okay, yeah. So this is I thought of like let this audience decide thought, if possible, if they can put it in the chat, super great. Some ideas, right? Because when we complete this time, right, I want everyone to go with an understanding what it is. I don't want somebody feel that okay, virtual museum is an example of VR, so I can go ahead and build a virtual museum tomorrow. I don't want anybody to do that. What I am looking for after this session is like, okay, what is virtual reality? So that like we are bringing a reality virtually in front of someone. Anything you feel, right? Anything you feel that fits into your area, your business expertise, you can apply that, right? Yeah, everything starts with, I know, like we have to bring many things like technology, all these things, right? One booming things which I noticed in India is like, imagine that you are going to construct a home, right? And you have no idea how your home look like until they construct it. And interior, right? You don't know how does it look like. So there are areas in a larger space, maybe like 1,000 2,000 square feet area, people would create and give you a VR glass, and there will be areas where you feel that you would be feeling where your table look like, where your sofa, where your TV, where your kitchen items located, right? You really feel how congested, how spacious your kitchen, rooms, everything is, right? Before even start building your house, right? Otherwise, we just like we have to do okay. This is the square feet. Probably it might look like this. I can keep things here, right? Now you are walking through your kitchen and experiencing, oh, this is where my fridge is. So I can walk this way, or like I might be able to keep my oven here, right? And this is my bed. I can put the bed like this or like this, right? So you know, like you really want this house or you wanted to construct it bigger than this, right? So that is literally like rather than we build something and adjusting to it, right? So that is a use case probably which may not be applicable here, but like when you think about that is what it can apply anywhere, right? No, not just like reducing the distance between people or like bringing everything like duplicating something. It can be anything which you think, okay, I wanted to make sense of it before it is being built, right? And I want this to be experiencing rather than just seeing a video or photo. So it's an advanced version of right 3D, right? I know like most of you may uh, have this 5D, 40, 5D things like you will be going through a roller coaster you are falling in, right? So there we all watching the video and we are feeling it. Here it's one ahead like you will have more like surrounding and the videos which is making it extremely real where you will never be able to understand you are in a virtual world. So that is what the optimization going on. These are few examples which I put it for culture, but if you really think through, you might be able to see many things like how you can bring your cultural or you can expand your cultural into different countries, right? So you don't need to really worry about like what is the right. You record a video, you can convert that into VR, and all you have to do is like you can give these glasses to somebody and play the video. They will really experience your culture, right? So that is what I feel, but you definitely might be able to think through and add more. So now, before I moving into the creative industry, I just wanted to take a minute to talk about artificial intelligence. I know, like we have been talking about, we have been hearing this AI word, right? Like AI, machine learning, data science. So many buzzwords are there, but before I move into VR, what I wanted to tell, AI is more of like automating and making your life easier, right? But because you wanted to do some repetitive task, AI might be able to help you, right? We have robots that help you. But when I feel when I think about creative industry, right? Creative industry always stand unique when you are comparing to AI because everyone is scared of AI. AI might be taking my job, AI might be doing the duplication, all these things, right? But the unique industry which always stand out is creative because that is human creativity. Maybe AI might be able to give you like 10,000, like thousands of images on a thing, but when you can add the human touch on top of it, right? That is unique. That I don't think like at any point, whatever optimization we do today, tomorrow, like definitely there is creative industry stands out. That is why I wanted to add some points where like where you would be able to make use of this AI and virtual reality, machine learning, all these things which help you to optimize or sharpen your creativity. No, not to like feel that okay, this is going to take my job or take my opportunity. It is actually giving you more opportunity, right? Because I build something, I'm visualizing something, I am putting that in a paper, I am explaining to somebody, but I can just draw that and create that virtual environment and make that far more feel more realistic, right? Before you build a movie, you can create a movie scene and make the people sit in the middle of that and feel that like, this is how it feel like, right? So that marketing front, right? VR has a lot to do on creativity, marketing, all these things, right? More than what we think we have that like we have opportunity and I'm just covering I'm only I'm what I'm here doing here is like pitching like what is VR and what is probably AI and probably a few minute discussion to understand what you need. But all I wanted to let you know, given I have this slide, is that AI, VR, anything, right? Nobody can like defeat the purpose of creativity because that stands out. Okay. I know many people like speaking to me personally and saying that okay, you are talking about AI, machine learning, all this. Will this take my job? Will this take my opportunity tomorrow? I said, if you have that fear, that means like you are feeling that you're lower than a machine, right? So like we have all these devices around us, that is for us to make our life easy, not to take our opportunities, right? So we got to see how make use of these tools and technologies. And I just wanted to praise this event being conducted here, right? Because that helps that opportunity. Because now when we use this word AI, right? Tomorrow we all get that opportunity to go back and understand, okay, what it is. How will I be able to use this in my business? How will I be able to like make use of this particular feature in my, and how this add value to me, right? That is what I'm thinking about, and I just wanted to quickly take you through what VR offers in the creative industry, right? As I listed, right? One is games, right? You have if you like we play games, right? Think that you feel like you are really playing in a virtual environment. You really feel like you are playing with the other person, right? Or how involved you can, right? We are wearing the VR glass. VR glass is just, maybe you might be seeing that glasses everywhere. It is not just the device. We have other wearable devices like ring kind of things, and sword kind of things that makes things accurately. Maybe you will have VR enabled bat, which help you to play cricket, balls, football, all these games, right? I don't want to list that, but you get this opportunity to apply this in games, and that is one of the super booming industry today, which is expanded with VR. And creativity side, you would be able to like share the creativity, which I have been telling from the starting of this presentation, right? You can like articulate your creative skill even much better than what you are doing that with a photo or a video, right? It's like you can make them feel how this really look like, right? And all other performing arts and all, right? We were like, now people are traveling different countries and everywhere to have this performance done, but you would be able to virtually host it, where like people will feel that you're doing that in front of them in the stage. And communications opportunity, right? You would be able to collaborate like and virtually design. So these are few examples which I listed, but definitely if you think right, you can virtually build something. So what are you building it today, which you think it need more enhancement? Then you can go back and see, okay, can VR do this? Or is somebody is working to make VR better, so that like this niche opportunity can be built using VR, right? So that is where creative industry. So what I would say always is like creative industry has more benefit to take, which is still to be explored, utilized, where you all would have the opportunity to take it and apply it in the business world. Okay, so I'll talk about a couple of challenges, opportunities around it. One, the cost, because this is a booming technology, right? Cost might be a challenging for some of these companies, where like where when you start with, right, you may not be able to scale it immediately, because these are a niche skill set. Market is does not have enough tools, technologies available around it. So these kind of things can be marked as a challenges, but at the same time, right, when you think about a business opportunity, right, you are coming up front and you are bringing it first, right? You know that whoever start first get always that upper hand. So that is what, like, the market is not no, nobody is reluctant to VR. VR is giving an opportunity, but not everyone is exploring that. So that is how I would see in this business industry, which all would be able to make use of it, and you use this opportunity to implement VR AI capabilities in this industry, and make use of it. It is not necessarily you are perfectly building it, because still this industry is booming every day. Like whatever I am talking today might change tomorrow, but it is going to be an enhancement. So I want all of you to understand it in detail, so that like you would be able to make use of that in this make use of that in your business. So with that, I just wanted, before I conclude and summarize, anybody, any questions?
All right, I do have a few questions, but I was going to let you conclude first and then
Yeah.
ask you questions afterwards, where it would just be a conversation between me and you. But I can jump in right now. For creatives unfamiliar with VR, what are some essential tools or platforms that they should explore to get started?
So can you repeat that, Sibyl?
I'm saying for creatives who are unfamiliar with VR, what are some of the essential tools or platforms that they should explore to get started?
So yeah, I would say like based on what you wanted to create, right? Like if you are thinking about presentations, videos, and all, right, just start with, I think Canva has that capability at some extent on creative, and we have a list of tools, and maybe I haven't taken that tool list in handy. I should have, which I might be able to share it in an email or somebody. You might be able to share it with the group. Okay, so based on right what you are going to build, right? We have that. So here it is an evaluation of like the way it is being evolved, right? We have this from starting, like we have some automation. All these things are being happening, right? It is adding to it. So I'm not sure like how these audiences are, in which area are they in, but what I feel is you need to say like how much percentage of automation AI is being applied in my business today, right? It is not like I would say tomorrow you go jump in, buy like couple of thousands, spend couple of thousands and buy VR machine and start applying it. No, you got to see like, okay, what is my business, will this give a value add, right? I'm not just saying that. However, like we covered most of the time about VR, I'm talking about automation is there, AI is there, machine learning is there. You got to see like how these advanced technologies are adding value. Suppose you wanted to see, okay, I have my business is running very well in a few months, but not recently. What is the reason? A machine learning expert might be able to help you with the data, right? Like why you have the lesser footfall. Maybe your competitor may have a better better deals than what you think, which you are not aware of, right? Which you don't need to really worry about, and we don't need to really think about a traditional approach to get that answer. You have tools available, right? And maybe you may have some task which think about like you are setting a security to open and close your gate. You can automate it, right? So these kind of things, right? We when we think about business perspective, I would say we can think about a long term. We initially you might have cost, so which I always say, even in business or everywhere, is like return of investment, right? So what is your return of investment when you implement this AI automation everything today, right? So this is for future. You are not investing it for today. So when you start stepping into and start exploring and utilizing these things, right? It can be anything which technology offers you, which you got to like open and understand like what it is, how we can use it, what is the value out here. So this is going to make things entirely different. So once you start experiencing it, right? Because if I just take a minute to tell my story, I was initially thought, okay, AI is not my piece of cake, and I was like, once I start exploring it, right, I know how tremendous opportunities it is giving. And the fear I had initially, right, whatever I said initially was my story somehow, like the fear like, okay, will AI is going to replace me, or AI is going to impact us. So that started changing it. It's like you start learning it, you start implementing it, you start using it, right? You have opportunity. And regarding the tool you guys asked, I do not have that handy right now, but I would be able to share a couple of things which again is like VR is it is not just a software thing. It you need devices. But to start with, I think we all would be able to start with small automation where I'll be able to like wanted to create a presentation, right? So you don't need to really spend a lot of time to create and find a template for it. AI can do that. You may have heard about a lot of AI tools. I don't want to like name any of that. So they will be able to help you and do that. Presentation creation, content creation, all these things are already automated. I don't think like you have to worry about that, right? Now on this AI has that opportunity. What I would say this group is like explore and see like what tools fits for you, and before you traditionally solve a problem, right? Just see like okay where this is going to like do we have a solution today, do like how this evolving IT industry is going to help me out in solving this problem, right? So that is how I would say to make use of VR, AI, automation. All these technologies are hand in hand. That is an evolution of making things better. So we are in this exploring era. We all have to make use of it so that like we will be able to expand it exponentially. Yeah. Okay. Any other question?
All right, I do have a couple of questions left. How do you envision the future of VR in the creative industry? And are there any trends or innovations that we should look out for?
Yeah, so the one challenge, right? Or no, no, I don't say it's a challenge. We still like we still have things to be the feeling front, right? I think vision experience people are still okay, but on the feeling front, we still have VR. Maybe tomorrow when you might be seeing an entirely different term. That is what I wanted to tell you. You will hear augmented reality, and augmented reality and virtual reality remain the same, right? In some, yeah, there is a difference. I don't want to talk about that detail. So tomorrow, when we enhance this VR into a better version, right? It might be called as a different. That is why I want anybody to just go ahead and say that okay, this only VR can do. Maybe some of your requirement can be fulfilled by augmented reality, right? So all these things, maybe if you are interested, maybe next page I might be sharing my LinkedIn link, so you might be able to see a couple of differences which I documented, which you might be able to explore it and make use of it. So to answer the question, it is to start with. I believe like what you need is already available, and again it is if you think that it's going to be evolved and it's going to be better, that's mainly on how people would be able to touch and feel the things more efficiently. So that is where that is more of a hardware industry which is working towards that. But on a software front, I think we are kind of a mature state to start with.
All right, and also let me move on to my last question for you before I let you do your conclusion. What advice do you have for creatives who are hesitant in using or adopting VR, perhaps fearing it might compromise traditional forms of artistic expression?
uh, So we have I would say that people to use it. Definitely we all have that, right? Like we feel that always just an example, right? Uh, we wanted to take a photo as it is, right? Nobody wanted to add a filter. But if you show two photos to somebody, right? People would always fall in love with that edited or enhanced photo, right? The reason like what AI is doing here is like making it better. If I answer that question, the photo is still taken by you, right? That enhancement or clarity is what AI has done. So what we ourselves have to feel is that because if you don't adapt to that, right? Because what we all do business is to be better, right? And like we wanted to expand it. If you believe that, okay, I am creative, I wanted to go ahead with this manual way, and I don't wanted to use AI and everything, we would be outdated for sure. Like why I'm telling that point is that we have to use that enhancement feature, right? I can say like many cases even in artistic industry, right? Like how earlier days, maybe 20 years back, how we have have these posters built. It was like people were using paints and they were directly drawing, right? So how many of you have seen like people are doing that today? Correct. So that if they would have involved, okay, we have to like relay into the printing, I can still draw that in computer and print it out, right? People would still survive. So my like those who I would say you have to go with the change, understand the change, use the change. It's not like they will take everything off you. You have to use that, okay, how this capability is helping us to improve or make things better. Because I don't want anybody to feel it will take the job, no. But if you use that right, if you use it efficiently, you would be able to make it better than what you think.
All right, I've got a question from the chat. Um, it says, if an artist's business is heritage and preservation and education, and the product is their family legacies of music and arts, how can virtual reality help us get started in using pop-up museums to capture the family historical life of music, arts, and community and turn that into a business?
Okay, so that's a specific question. Let me take a moment and try to answer if I can. Okay, so yeah, so here it is, right? So if you are thinking more of a museum kind of thing, so that is where the virtual, because when we say virtual reality, right? Imagine that you have 1,000 square feet of super plain area, right? You can use this as a museum, you can use this as a stage show event place, you can use the same place for people, because where you are not building anything there, right? You can say, okay, Monday to Friday, this is going to act as a museum, and whoever comes in, like they will be wearing a VR glass, and they will be experiencing a museum there. And you say Sundays are like it's a stage program, like we will have our musical event happening here, right? All you have to arrange is like couple of chairs and people, like one area there will be a virtual reality going on, or like you don't even need to have a chair, you can make it even more visually appealing. People entering into it and they can feel it like a 3D, right? So this to implement this, probably you might need an area, but the thing, there will be a initial cost involved that probably and an area where you would be able to event this, right? Whereas we are just doing online, like maybe a platform of streaming platforms, right? You may not be able to make them feel VR, but you might be able to still reach out to the people. So I think to bring everything into a community, I think having an area and VR setup would be the right way to do it.
All right. I see we don't have any more questions from the chat, so I would invite you to just go through your conclusion and then, yeah, I'll be back.
Yeah. So, as I said, right, I think what conclusion summarize here is like all what I have said. So, virtual reality is continuously evolving, and you got to like catch hold of it and understand, okay, what is it today? So is it really meeting my expectation? Yes, take it. If not, wait for some time, follow it and understand. I would say don't just follow virtual reality, follow the entire industry as like AI and everything. Because as I said, right, VR's advances AI, like augmented reality. There are so many terms you might be seeing, but it is an advancement of other. So I want you to understand it. You might be able to make use of any tech newsletters, or even you can, if you are in LinkedIn, you can probably follow me. That might help you to get some idea about what is happening in the industry. And in a way, like as some people have asked, right? If you have a specific use case question, you can reach out to me, because I'm not really prepared. I was generalizing and sharing the statements. So if you have any specific question, you can reach out to me, so that like I can spend some time on top of that and help you out in detail. You can either send me an email, or you can reach out to me through LinkedIn, or I would be able to help you out answering any questions or a specific use case on top of it. Yeah, that's
So
pretty much all from my side.
thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for taking us through this masterclass. I don't think we have any more questions in chat and on our other social media platforms, so I feel fine with letting you go right here. Thank you so much for taking us through what virtual reality could be and how it could be shaping the future of especially the creative industry. So I want to thank you for your time again, Samin.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you all.
All right. Yes. So this is our where we park the bus for today. This was our masterclass with Sameer. He was taking us through VR and all the applications that VR can have in the creative sector, and obviously trying to bring in what this week is about. It's about creative entrepreneurship, creative expression, and having the creative sector have its own shining light. So this is our Creative Expression Week. So please join us again. Tomorrow we have a jam-packed spectacle for you, and we have another discussion that you might drop some nuggets of wisdom into, and obviously have a great time exploring. So until tomorrow, this is where I am signing off. I've been your host, Smulele Dolo. Please do keep the conversation going on our social media platforms. That would be Facebook, Instagram, X, and obviously you can watch this again on YouTube. Please use the hashtags SBF 2024 and Launchfest 2024. It's all from me, your host, Smulele Dolo. I'm signing out. See you tomorrow.
Welcome to Creative Week at the Startup Business Festival, a celebration of creativity, culture, and the limitless potential of human imagination. This week, we pay tribute to the artists, performers, and creators who bring color, emotion, and inspiration to the world of business and beyond. Creativity is more than just art. It's a powerful force that drives innovation, challenges norms, and inspires change. Through dynamic performances, artistic showcases, and discussions with industry pioneers, Creative Week highlights the significant role of the creative economy in today's world. We explore how creativity fuels everything from brand identity to problem solving, and how it connects us on a deeper, more human level. Join us as we celebrate those who dare to dream, who push boundaries, and who remind us that creativity is essential in every industry. This week, immerse yourself in the vibrant world of creativity, only at the Startup Business Festival.